Hi, I'm comedian and former third-grade linebacker David Spade, and this is NFL Real or Fake. I had 2 sacks and 3 hurries. Okay, let's get started. Hit me with the first one. Aaron Rodgers will recover from his Achilles injury and return this season. I think that might be fake. The guy's a stud, but I once had a similar situation. I got a Charlie horse and canceled Grown Ups 3, so the Detroit Lions are legit this year. That's real. Dan Campbell, have you seen him? He looks like a human biker bar. This is a guy who sits wherever he wants in the prison cafeteria. Scoot over. Yeah, no. David Spade lost more than $500 on NFL bets this season. Let me tell you something. I'll give you a hint. I'm the worst gambler that's from Arizona. And remember, that's where Phil Mickelson's from. My favorite team is the Texans, so you do the math. Well, that's it. Did I get them all right? Did I win money?
All right, he's got a new show. Snake Oil airs tonight after The Masked Singer on Fox. It is David Spade, producer, writer, comedian. Yes, Saturday Night Live, Emmy nominations, Golden Globe. Good seeing you, buddy.
A lot of noms. Not a big closer.
You do, I will say this, your show, new game show, executive producer Will Arnett, whose friends, they do a podcast, Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett. They're very funny. I got a question for you. My wife loves you. She only said today I'm going to listen because Spade's on.
Okay.
There's 2 comedians. You know one of them, Theo Vaughn and you.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Those are her guys, and you're my guys too. And so, but it's interesting with Bateman, who she loves. Is Bateman a comedian or an actor? He's an actor.
Actor, yeah.
Okay, but he's a comedic actor. So do comedians look at Jason Bateman and respect the comedy or the acting? Please be honest.
Yeah, we have a lot of problems with him because now, I actually, I always liked what he did because he's sort of all over the place. I mean, Ozarks is different from this, and he's in all these movies. Always funny. I think he started out more comedic. Not a comedian, but he was in a lot of comedic stuff. And then he sort of switched, and he goes back and forth. But even, like when I did The Wrong Missy, I said, I like these guys that sort of play the, like a Ben Stiller, Jason Bateman, where everything's crazy around them, and they're trying to hold it down. They're trying to be the real one with all this stuff happening. And that's what I liked about The Wrong Missy. Everything else was crazy around me. And I think Jason Bateman does that really well. And Smartless is a good podcast that I did with him. That was a fun one. That's where I sort of talked to Will Arnett.
Yes.
And then afterwards we talked about, he said, maybe you should do this thing we're doing if you want to. And we talked about snake oil, and that's how it started.
Yeah, so Will Arnett. Will Arnett's the cranky one. Bateman is the naturally funny one. Sean Hayes is the sweet one, and it works.
Yeah.
And by the way, Will Arnett, you're doing game show. I saw Jamie Foxx. Game shows, and I don't know why this is. The writers' strike, writers vote. The strike's over. Writers, I think, vote next week, right? Did that affect you at all? Because comedians write their own stuff.
Right now, I'm doing that podcast with Dana, so we can do that. Everything's very, it's very tough. So we want to play by the rules, so we did that. I'm doing a stand-up tour right now. That's not affected. But Theo and I did write a movie. You met Theo backstage at the UFC.
No, we were at the UFC fight. We have a picture. Theo, look who doesn't fit in this picture. It's David Spade.
Look at the 2 tough guys, and there's Colin.
Yeah. I think I was I had a couple pops.
Dude, it's funny. I put my arm around you and you tapped out. I was like, what's going on? Hey, J-Mac's here. You didn't see me. J-Mac, I saw you at the Untucked store. Just kidding.
Oh,
did you see his shirt he's wearing today?
Yeah, I know.
He had a gift certificate for $1 million at the Untucked store. Sorry, I'm kidding. Nice to
fire
see you.
away, dude.
So
I wrap it up. I go, hey, it's cool. Nice kidding.
So we were talking before.
Yeah.
There's 2 shows in my life. Just Shoot Me's one of them.
Yeah.
And radio with
News radio with
that I always thought were great. Smart actors, funny guys. And by the way, I think they both go into syndication. You guys have all done well on that stuff. Just Shoot Me was amazing because they had all these classic character actors, and you landed, and you could have said, that's a weird fit. It fit perfectly.
No, thank you. I got lucky because I just left Saturday Night Live. A few people remember? Not one. This guy's staring into space. So I did that, and then they go, you can either do your own show, like a sitcom.
Right.
Or we do have this one that we like, but it's not quite there. Everyone's good in it, but they're just teetering. And I'm like, it's such a gamble to your own show. And you get sort of one shot. And if it doesn't work, all your heat goes away. So I got to look at the pilot, which was lucky, to look at a sitcom and say, oh, they don't really have one like me. And I'm coming off of the hardest comedians to be in competition with, in a way. You know, Adam and Chris Farley and Mike Myers and Dana. Everyone's great. And I was so much like Dana, it was always tough. No one on here was like me. So just great actors.
George Segal,
Wendy Malick, and Laura. Everyone there. So I said, I'll join that one. They're like, you're the fifth lead. I said, that's fine. If something's good. And Steve Levitan was the writer. You know,
super smart guy.
It all kind of fell into place. And so I joined it, and we reshot the pilot. And then and it worked from the get-go, thank God. And then George Segal used to say, it's 4 actors and a cartoon.
And you're the cartoon.
It took me years to figure that out.
Why was nobody... comedians are like talk show hosts. There's a lot of envy, backstabbing, jealousy. But yet, you have endured...
Please take off this snake oil ridiculous picture of me. Yada-da-da-da-da. Sorry, go ahead.
But you have endured...
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Chris Farley, by the way, I think people loved... I think there was a sense that Chris... It was a Belushi feel where it was wild and there was a timeline on it. Rest in peace.
100%.
But there are comedians that there's no animosity toward. You get along. You've lasted, dude, forever. You've been doing this for 30 years.
Easy. Well, over 10. Let's just relax on everyone doing the calculations in their head. Well, luckily, you know, it's a lot of luck. It's a lot of things. But like we were saying earlier, you have to, it's a constant audition. Everything you do, if someone sees me do 5 minutes at the Comedy Store, that might be the only time they've ever seen me in their life. And I was either good or bad. And someone could see me on this and go, he's not that good or whatever. So it's too humbling to be too cocky about it. And every year, Chris Rock would say, you know, this movie did well. He goes, the wrong Missy bought you 6 more months in showbiz. And it's really all it does. You get one more swing, and if that doesn't work, they say, beat it, you know. So we all keep trying, and we try different things. That's why... You know, hopefully do that movie with Theo would be fun. And then we have the podcast. And then we're talking about a TV show. So you just have to keep doing that because you just don't know when it's all going to fall apart.
Snake Oil airs tonight after The Masked Singer on Fox. So David will occasionally...
Is that answer too long?
No. Okay. Email me, and he'll let me go to the Hermosa Beach Comedy Store.
Oh, yeah, we did. He came down and saw me, and it was super
fantastic.
fun. You're always nice.
And they call it a comedy and magic show. I've never seen a magician there. I'm sure
it's more comedy and magic. I'm going to give it away right now.
Okay. By the way, how do you guys view magicians?
Don't start this feud up.
No, I'm sorry. I mean...
No, magicians, I think they're great. I see them on AGT, and I've seen them. I saw Shimlim, I think his name is.
Oh, no, he's good.
He's great. And... So I'm always baffled by magic. I like it, and I don't want to figure it out. I like it. I never try to figure it out.
I've taken my son to about 6 of them. I've seen strings a couple times, but the card stuff I don't get.
It's good entertainment. And the fact that they don't mess up every time, it is a trick, but you can do it that well, good for you. Like,
do you ever get nervous doing stand-up? Like this show, you get when you're out there, you're nervous?
Get nervous coming here. I get nervous anytime you're on doing anything just because you want to do something right and you want to put some thought into it and you don't want to walk through it. And any appearance and stand-up, I just did, on tour we were on all weekend, and every show you don't feel sick, but you go, okay, everyone's paying a lot, full theater, let's give them a good show, and you get lazy about that.
That's very adult.
You just want to stay in the biz. Say it again.
Were you always like that?
I think I broke up, I grew up broke, and when you get some chances to do all right, you realize you don't want to go back. And so I think the mom told me, just always work hard. You're a busboy, work hard. Everything, just try to be good at it and hold your head up. And so this is a hard business, obviously. And so I'm just trying to keep afloat. By the way, I'm sinking. Is this chair made of quicksand? I saw this at Z Gallery. I almost bought it, and I was like, anywme, it's fine. I'm touching the ground. Well,
we had a really uncomfortable couch, which you mocked us and said, remember that line?
I come here. I look at this on TV and I go, ow, my back hurts, before I even come on the show.
So we had an uncomfortable couch. We split it in two, and now it's 2 uncomfortable chairs.
No, it's fine. This place, we'll have a garage sale. We'll start from scratch. I've got a few ideas, but I like the yellow. It pops. Ooh, it fits with snake oil.
So
snake oil's tonight.
Okay, snake oil's tonight. It's after The Masked Singer. When you do your podcast with Dana Carvey, so it works, okay? You could have chosen 1,000 guys. You could have chosen a guy that's not funny.
Yeah.
Why? Like, for instance,
why pick
Bateman,
a guy funnier?
Will Arnett, there's chemistry. Why does it work?
The Bateman, podcast works, and it's sort of cobbled together where I wouldn't have put those three guys together, and it works.
Exactly.
And it shows you what I know. Not that I wouldn't, it's just I wasn't aware of it. Once I heard about it, I go, oh, this is kind of fun, And it works really well. Dana, I've always thought about doing a podcast on my own, and then I thought it's just too competitive. There's 3 million, there's over 3 million. So I said, well, if I get a guy that's good, and Dana and I would eat dinner at Koi once every week or two, and we all would laugh, and we'd wind up telling SNL stories.
Right.
And then Kevin Nealon would come or Dennis Miller, and we go, maybe we should do it, me and you do one. And then it's sort of safety in numbers, and then people, I know people, and then people love Dana. I mean, if you're on SNL, he was one of the top 10 of all time.
One of the sweetest guys.
And he's a sweetheart, and he's just fun to do it with. So we wound up doing it, and then we have a big Phil Hartman remembrance this week on the show, and we have all these Bill Hader and Will Ferrell. A lot of people came back to come back on and talk about how great Phil was. So it was the anniversary of his, he passed away years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, the show has been a blast for me. We might even do a spin-off. Yeah, don't worry about it. And this big announcement to come.
Yep, we'll downplay it.
Yeah. We haven't talked about sports yet. I don't know why, because I seem athletic.
I don't want to go into that space. What did you make of Aaron Rodgers trying to do Jeopardy? Turn off, or you're okay with it?
I thought, what if he got it? Would he have quit? I don't know.
No, because you can do it in the summer. All they do is tape it in the summer. Aaron Summers or ayahuasca. And have you ever done that? I know you've done some stuff. Have you done ayahuasca?
Colin was right.
No, I mean, you've done some stuff, right?
I have, Colin. Obviously, I'm not this beat up for no reason.
So would you do ayahuasca?
Made of crow's feet. I wouldn't do ayahuasca. The later I get, I used to do a little power flower here and there, a little sniffy jiffy. But that was in the early days. That was when I was just having fun. But those days are long gone because I couldn't handle it after a long time. And I realized also you have to show up at work, you have to be good. And those rumors get around and they hurt you. They'll let you get away with it for a while in the business if you're great.
Have you ever been on stage in a little...
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
I have a few knocks, before I go on, just do stand-up. And then one night I was a little too buzzed and it kind of made me scared because I was like, what if I can't remember these crummy jokes?
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And so I said, I got to shape up and, it was no big deal, but it's just those things. I can't do really anything anymore. So no ayahuasca.
Okay. Because I'm not a bungee jumper or an ayahuasca person. I'm not a big risk taker.
No.
But you're a performer. You're an
I'm
artist.
boring because at a certain point, I just couldn't even get that drunk anymore. It's a bummer when you start to go, I got to pull back across the board, and then it's a little more boring. But I'm fun at parties for about 40 minutes. That's what the data shows. Yeah.
David Spade, Emmy noms, Golden Globe noms, host Fly on the Wall with Dana Carvey. Yeah. It's called Snake Oil, tonight after The Masked Singer on Fox. It's always a great pleasure to see you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.